When one is pushed outside of their comfort zone, there are two types of responses. One is physiological and the other psychological. When confronted with a challenge or unfamiliar situation, our body has a strong reaction showing up by way of increased heart rate, rapid breathing, sweating, and muscle tension. On a psychological level, experiencing a situation in which one is beyond the boundaries of their comfort zone rips one's mental state from a sense of being settled to one of uncontrolled spiraling. This is because our tightly protected set of personal beliefs are what keep us anchored. Our beliefs give us a sense of who we are and thus provide a foundation for self-confidence. Every day we have the gift of choice, whether that's what we have for breakfast or how we show up in a space. And often, we are inclined to make choices that are grounding and secure, or deeply embedded in our personal values. That's easy. Our personal values provide us with a strong sense of self-confidence. When we are certain of our values, we elevate our self-confidence. And while there are numerous benefits to staying within one's comfort zone, one sacrifices the opportunity to enter the learning zone and thus expand their comfort zone. At the root of this challenge is the value of human dignity or kavod ha'adam, which can be loosely defined as reverence, respect, and protection towards each person as a free being with a unique history. Although every person is afforded the mutual right to worth and respect simply by being human, the competing desires within the value of human dignity can be paralyzing. When one opens themselves to the perspectives of others, they risk the possibility of having to question what anchors them. The release of the anchor is disorienting and sends the individual into the panic zone. The maze, or a network of paths designed as a puzzle through which one must find a way, serves as a metaphor for this challenge. The root of the word maze comes from the base, a maze, which denotes delirium or delusion, much like a difficult conversation can feel. In order to successfully get through a maze, one must have the ability to follow a path while avoiding dead ends and loops. Numerous strategies can be leveraged for navigation, and yet what's even more pressing before methods are applied is the commitment, willingness, and even enthusiasm to get lost and recalibrate along the way. In Judaism, we can liken this vision of a more vibrantly engaged world to the concept of Derek Eretz Kadma Le Torah, which in its most basic interpretation is decency and kindness toward others above all else, even the study of Torah. The authentic embodiment of this concept requires foundational work. It is essential to address how safety versus risk, openness versus being boundaried, and confidence versus humility is grappled with for each individual in the framework of the comfort, learning, and panic zones. So how do we navigate entering the panic zone to creating the space in which individuals are empowered to leave their comfort zone for the opportunity to deepen connection with others and challenge their sense of self? A thriving Jewish life is reflected by a genuine desire to hear and acknowledge the perspectives of the other. It looks and feels like more than tolerable, but rather vibrant, empathic, and reflective. If we can place human dignity over the fear of losing a sense of self, we can authentically engage in the endless adventure of personal identification and establishing a sense of belonging that life affords us. I realized that when pushed out of my comfort zone, my mood and friendships blossom. It led me to think about the fact that I have the capability of being a leader in my own capacity. Listening to the opinions of others helped me open my mind to new ideas instead of thinking that my opinion is the only right one. As I listened to the Jewish opinions of those in my group, I learned about other ways to look at Judaism. Rabbi Lord Jonathan Sacks of blessed memory said, "Humanity lies suspended between the twin facts of commonality and difference. If we were completely unalike, we would be unable to communicate. If we were completely alike, we would have nothing to say."